Welcome back. Well, bourbon, practically a Kentuckian birthright, and we have a gentleman here that knows a little bit something about that, David Dominé, who's the author of Splash of Bourbon, Kentucky Spirit. David, appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me today.
So the book's been out for a few months and been very well received. You've got all kinds of different recipes and ways we can interact with our favorite spirit here.
Yeah, I try to use as many different bourbons as possible in as many different ways as possible. We go all the way from salads and soups to breads, main courses, desserts, you name it. We've got it in Splash of Bourbon.
Wow. And before we even get close to being pinched for time, where can we find this great book?
Well, you can find it at all your local booksellers. Go to Joseph Best. They've got some signed copies that I've left there. And all your local booksellers online, Amazon.com. You can order from the publisher, McClanahan, at KentuckyBooks.com.
Okay. Very good. Well, I'm intending to put that on my list of things to do today because I'm a bourbon fan. And you said you use a variety of different ones. We have so many different labels in the region.
That's right. And it seems like every week there's a new bourbon that pops up.
Right.
But one of the things I do in the book is try to promote the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. There's 8 distilleries along that are available for tours. And so all of them are included in the book. And nearby, of course, we have Woodford Reserve.
Yes.
We've got Wild Turkey. We've got Four Roses as well. So those are some of my favorites.
So a great companion for folks taking the trail and then for a little bit of experimenting and cooking after that experience.
I suggest you go spend a day or two on the trail touring and tasting, and then you go back home and you cook recipes from the cookbook.
Okay. Sounds like a great way to spend the day and the evening, that's for sure.
Right.
Well, tell us a little bit about this special dinner that you have coming up.
Yeah, on the 27th, I'm going to be at Jonathan at Grotz Park. He's
that's
hosting
a good place
me.
To be.
Yeah, one of my favorite places in town. And the evening's going to start at 6:30. Jonathan is going to treat us to some appetizers and drinks from his cookbook, Jonathan's Bluegrass Table.
Okay.
Then at 7 o'clock, we're going to sit down to 4 of my favorite recipes from the cookbook. We're going to start with a potato leek soup with smoked salmon. Then we're going to do a bib salad with roasted root vegetables and a bourbon molasses vinaigrette. And then the main course, as we have here, is a Bourbonnaise filet mignon.
Very nice.
Take a little brown sugar and bourbon and cream. You make a pan sauce with this. You cook this down, and then we're going to end with an orange bourbon creme brulee for dessert. It's going to be a nice night.
Oh, that's a lovely looking plate there. And you saw on the screen earlier, Jonathan's still taking reservations for this event.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
It's $45 a person, and there are bourbon pairings in addition if you'd like those to go along with your dinner, which I recommend, of course.
Out of curiosity, David, what inspired you to create this book? Was this something you've been thinking on for a while?
Well, I've been writing food-related things for over 10 years, and I'm not a native of Kentucky. I moved here back in 1993, but I was just very impressed with the bounty of Kentucky cuisine, and of course, the bourbon industry and small batch and single barrel bourbons have really taken off in the last 10, 15 years.
Yes.
So this is sort of my love song to Kentucky, promoting some of my favorite things, bourbon, of course, and then the Bourbon Trail, and a lot of locally inspired dishes.
Wow. It's amazing how across the world now, too, bourbon's starting to spread.
That's
in Japan, it's become immensely popular.
Yeah, actually, Four Roses, for a while it wasn't even made here or sold here. You could only get it in Japan, but now it's come back and is really taking off. I got one of the small batch bottles here. It's one of my favorites.
Well, where bourbon spreads around the world, I'm sure this book will follow. An excellent companion, and what a gift for Kentucky.
Well, thank you.
David, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to check out that dinner at Jonathan's.
Okay, hope to see you at Jonathan's on the 27th.
All right. We're going to be right back after this. Stay with us.
Temperatures have started to warm up across the bluegrass. We're at 39 here in Lexington and well on our way to 50 degrees. I'll show you that full forecast coming right up after the break.